The Tinkering Station. Tinkering with your gear. Now, to some that are either new or returning to the game, they might not even know what tinkering is because this was just introduced about 2 years ago. Now, what tinkering is referring to is your recalibration station, or what it used to be called. And that's where you would recalibrate your items, you could optimize your items, and well, nowadays you can expertise upgrade your items. But it's basically a one stop shop to customize and max out all of your gear and weapons on the spot. You can do this while you're in the open world, or you can do this at the base. Now, what I'm going to do in today's video is going to be a little bit different. I am on my PC account, and I am going to show you how to proficiently rank up your item. I'm going to show you how the expertise system works, followed by recalibrating, optimizing, and finally expertise all over again, because there's going to be quite a number of things we have to show and tell to get all of the details out there. I know that previously I did a video on this and I was on my maxed out character who was also max expertise, and I couldn't show you a lot of the tips and tricks that I wanted to. So now I am on my lowest account. This is my PC account. I typically play on this just before a PTS. That way I can do the seasonal stuff, knock everything out, and then get ready to test out the next season. So I hope you enjoy. This is going to be your full tinkering guide. Here we go. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. And hey, finally, shout out where you're from. It's cool to see where everyone is from. But we are going to show you everything tinkering has to offer, and you can do that just standing right here. Just by going to your menu, and while you're in your menu here, you can actually see in the bottom right of your screen, there's an option for the tinkering station. So the tinkering station is where you do your recalibration library, your tinkering, and finally your expertise upgrading. Now, the library is here to help you get all of the talents and attributes you need to recalibrate your items. Now, the reason why I'm saying recalibrate is because in here you have the recalibration and optimization options. And the only way to recalibrate your gear is to actually fill up this library. So there are a few here that I have not maxed out here on PC. And you can see that the choices are, your main cores, your normal attributes, and then finally your talents. And remember that every season we typically get a new talent. So this season we have Streamline, and I do not have that right now for assault rifles, which is actually a big problem because I want to put that on my Lexington. But that's a different, subject. But these are your different options, and then you can go into your gear, and then you can see you have your cores, and then you have your normal attributes. But you have to max these out or get them as high as you can before you can even recalibrate your gear. Now, one of the options of doing it here just in the open world is by pulling up this tinkering station. But I personally like to do it a different way, so let me show you. So let's say that we can actually leave the base. But let's say that I just picked up a chill out mask, right? And I just so happen to have one on me. So if I'm out here in the open world, and let's wait until I'm actually in the open world. And there we go. All right. So I just picked up this mask right here, right? The chill out mask. Now, typically, like I said, if you're in your menu like this, you can see the tinkering station option in the bottom right of your page. But if you pull up the item and then look in the bottom right of your page, you can see tinker. Now, this skips all the other options, right? So if I click tinker, it goes straight to the item, and I can recalibrate this to crit chance if I want. I can optimize the armor if I want, and whatever it is I please. So in this instance, let's see here. Let's change the repair skills to crit chance. Now, right underneath it, it shows you the cost to recalibrate. Now, it's not fairly cheap as far as E credits go. Now, it does only take 69 ceramics and 61 electronics, but it does take 52.28 for the normal credits. So just remember that recalibrating is not cheap as far as your credits are concerned. But here we go. We're going to change that to crit chance. And now we're right here, crit chance, booyah, on my chill out mask. Now, if I want to recalibrate it, I can then go to Tinker again, and you can see my armor, it only gives me the option to optimize now and not recalibrate, because you're only able to recalibrate one attribute per item. So if I go to, like, say, my new backpack here, I can recalibrate all three of these, right? But as soon as I choose one of these to recalibrate, the other two, it says now I cannot recalibrate, and it only gives me the option to optimize if that attribute is not already maxed out. So that's how you do like your tinkering on the fly here. You can be anywhere in the game, and they added this about 2 years ago, just so you know. If you are returning and you're like, yo, that was never in the game, well, it wasn't. They added this recently, about 2 years ago. Now, as far as other things tinkering on the fly, you can actually proficiently upgrade and expertise upgrade your items on the fly. So let's see if I have a brand new weapon. I believe I just hit the loot goblin and I got a new named. Here we go. So here's the hand basket. So you can see on the right side of your screen, the proficiency rank is only 2. It goes up to 10, and once you're fully proficient on that item, you then expertise upgrade it. Now you can see the other items have the fully proficient star, where on each of these items you get like that badge with the star, but you can see that the hand basket does not have that badge. And then on the right side under expertise, it says proficiency rank 2. Now to do this on the fly, what you do is you go to tinkering, or hold up. You go to your tinkering station, not the tinkering. So you go to your menu, inventory, tinkering station, and then you go over to expertise. And you can do this in the open world anywhere. Now this is, what is this? The hand basket. So that's the new named marksman rifle. So let's go to marksman rifle. Here it is. Hand basket. So it shows that I am only rank 2. And then it says that I can donate materials. So on the bottom of your screen to the far left, you can see donation materials. So if I click that, it pulls up this screen right here. Now these are the different materials you can donate to fully proficiency upgrade and make your item fully proficient. Now there are 3 ways of ranking up this item. So you can donate duplicates. So whenever you get different, versions of it, just donate those, but you cannot make them favorite. So for instance, if I made this one favorite, I cannot donate this for, junk, for duplicates. The other way is to have this item on you and then get kill XP. So kill XP, and it's based off of the item itself. So if, let's say, I needed to upgrade the Slayer, right? If you put on 2 and then go get kill XP, you get twice the proficiency ranks XP at once. So the way that these ranking systems go, I know it's confusing, but it's very complex. All the different ranks you have to, know about for this game. But you can see right here, proficiency rank 2, and then it shows that the rank progress is about halfway. It is halfway. So 44,000 out of 88,000. The only way of getting that XP for that rank is from kill XP, donating duplicates, or materials. Now what I do is I highly recommend everyone just do duplicates and materials. You don't even have to use any of these items to make them fully proficient. All I do is I use, whatever weapons I want, and I typically have, whatever secondary and sidearm, just like my build videos. So in this case, I would probably run the capacitor with this build. And if I wanted to, I could just have the hand basket as my secondary. And then while I'm running around with my capacitor, I'm leveling up my hand basket. But I recommend that you just do materials. It is very quick to do that. So what you do is you go to your tinkering station, you toggle over to expertise, and then that was the named marksman rifle, the hand basket. Now, the reason why I say donate materials is because it's super cheap for printer filament. This is the number one material to make your items fully proficient. It only takes 30 per donation. Now, what this does is it gives you 10% of the rank per donation. So you can see here that every time I donate just 30 printer filaments, I can rank this sucker up without ever using it. Now, I've already gone up 2 ranks just explaining it to you. Now, the reason why we do printer filament is because it costs the least amount out of all of these materials, and it's the easiest to come by. So check this out. If you're at your base of ops, you can actually buy mods. And the mods are not, that expensive. They're actually the cheapest in the entire inventory. But when you donate them or deconstruct them, you get printer filament. So if we go down here to the mods, you can see they're only, 4,500 each. So if I bought a few of these, and you can see my credits, right? I have a lot of credits to where I could buy these until my entire inventory is full. And then what you can do is you can just deconstruct them. And there you go. Now I have 30 printer filament. And that's the exact same amount that you need to donate to your proficiency ranks. 30. So it does take 300 per rank, okay? So you will need 300 total per rank, and it goes up to 10 ranks. So if you have a 0 ranked item to get it to fully proficient, it would take 3,000 printer filaments. So again, you go to this screen, and you can see in the bottom of it, the very far left, it says donation materials. Click on that and go all the way to the bottom, and then you can fully proficient upgrade your item. And now it goes from rank 9 to proficient. There you go. And now we have the badge. So now we can talk about expertise upgrading. I know, it's a lot. So we have first, we had recalibrating, right? We changed this one to crit chance, but now we can't change the armor. We have to actually optimize the armor, and I'll show you that actually right now because the expertise is going to be last. So whenever you're going to optimize your items, you can go to the tinkering, and then you can see the top is for recalibration on the right side of your screen, and the bottom says optimization. So when you optimize that item, you cannot recalibrate it. Now, if you recalibrate it, you can optimize it. Only if your recalibration is not maxed out. So, for this instance, I like the damage to targets out of cover. I like the headshot and the marksman rifle. I would change ignited over to determined because this is a sniper and I want it to be a one-shot, right? So I would change this to determined. And now you can see all the other ones are now only optimization. Now it shows what you need for the optimization, and here's a trick for you. You can craft it. All of your optimization materials you can craft. So if you go to your crafting station right here and go to the bottom, optimization. You can craft every single item you need or material you need to fully optimize your gear. Now, some of these are really cheap, others not so much. It depends on what it is you're trying to craft. Now, in this instance, let's see here. What I need for the hand basket is I need flags. I need 40 flags, and I need 25 of those. It looks like recycling emblems, right? So then I come over here. I go to the flag. Ooh, field recon. Got it. So then you go up here, and I need 40 of them. So then I can just do craft again, and you can do this super quick. See, we're already halfway there. Just took a second. And we are done, okay? And then the other one kind of looked like a recycling emblem. Let's see, recycling looking. There we go. The cleaners. And it said we needed 25 of those. Booyah. And now I should be able to optimize my damage to targets out of cover. There you go. And then optimize. Bada bing, bada boom. And now I have max damage to targets out of cover with determined on my brand new, fully proficient handbasket. Look at that. Not bad. So we've learned how to recalibrate. We've learned how to optimize. I showed you the library to get all of those attributes maxed out for your recalibration. So let's see here. What is next? The dreaded expertise system. Okay. So technically, or not technically, but typically what you would see on my builds, something like this. All right. You would typically see something like this on my builds, right? The weapon is, as near max as I can get it. And then the items are upgraded a little bit, but I stop at 12, right? I typically do this for my build videos, and I tell you, that I'm poor, that I don't have any exotic components, and that if I did, it'd make the build even tankier, blah, 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 right? And it's actually all true. And let me show you why. So we have a few striker items here that are not at 12, and I do want them at 12. I actually have a Slayer here that's not at 12, and I want that at 12 too, just like my backup boomstick. And the reason for this is if you go to your expertise system, so again, click inventory, click tinkering station, go over to expertise. Now at this point, we have to remember which items that we wanted to do, right? So I believe we wanted the Slayer to be 12, so we'll go down to SMG, go to the Slayer. Now the only way to expertise upgrade your item is to have it fully proficient. And that's why I showed you how to use your materials to get that item to fully proficient. Because you are losing a lot of damage by not expertise upgrading your weapons. Your weapons are the number one thing in the entire game that you should expertise upgrade no matter what, because that will directly impact your build and it will directly make your build better no matter what. Because when you expertise upgrade your weapons, it upgrades the weapon damage. So the more upgrades, the more weapon damage, the more DPS, the faster you kill your enemies. So this is why you want your weapons to be not only fully proficient, but then you want to expertise upgrade them as high as you possibly can. So for the Slayer, right? And I'll show you a 12 versus, well, actually I can't because I'm missing field recon data yet again. And this is what I mean by it does become a little expensive. So I can just craft some more field recon data. So come over here to the crafting, go down to optimization. There it is, field recon. Is it data or data? No, Data's the guy from Star Trek, right? So it's data, right? Data? Data? No. Data's from Star Trek, right? Yeah, there. Data. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is get about 60. And the reason is that the expertise upgrades are not expensive, but I want to do a few of them, so let me show you. Alright, so back in here, I want to get this build all up to 12 to match my sacrifice and match my backup boomstick. So we're going to start with the Slayer, and then we'll work on the striker items. And I'm going to show you every step of the way. And then we'll even look at the EMP sticky, just in case. All right. So we go to the expertise tab. We'll start with the Slayer. And the reason why I stop at 12, let me show you. Slayer. All right, we're at 9. Let's go to 10, 11, and 12. All right, so watch this. So you see in the bottom right of your screen, it shows the upgrade cost. So it says it will cost 5 field recon data, 1 shade calibration, and 1 exotic component. That is why I stop at 12. Because going up to 12, you can actually craft a majority of the materials that you need. And just by deconstructing your gear, you can have all the other materials you need to upgrade your items up to 12. But after or at 12, it starts to cost exotics. And that's where it gets very, very expensive very quick. Because not only do you have to find these exotics, you have to break them down into the exotic components. Or you have to run around into the dark zone and get all those other exotic components out of the DZ chests. Both of which are not easy to come by. The DZ chests are on a timer, and if someone hits it before you do, you're just out of luck. And getting exotics in the game is not as easy as it sounds. I mean, yeah, you can do some projects, and yeah, they do events to give you more exotics, but overall, it's not as easy as it sounds. So this is why I stick to getting my items up to 12, and then I only do like the weapons or like certain exotics above that. And whenever you see my builds, you'll see that a majority of them I stop at 12 just because it just starts to cost exotics and it's a little too much. Now I have a chatterbox here that is not fully proficient. It's at proficiency rank 0. So we actually have, what, 4,800 printer filament? So if my math is correct, that should put us at 1,800 printer filament when we're done. And I can show you again how to get this proficiency rank up to then worry about upgrading your item. And look at that. Booyah. Now we're fully proficient on our chatterbox. Now, as all of these categories fill up, you can see the left side of your screen. It tells you a tally. So we're at 383 out of 433. And that gives us an expertise level of 25. So think of expertise as like the 10,000 hour rule, right? A person with 10,000 hours would typically be an expert in all fields of whatever craft that they have, right? So with this, to get your expertise levels up, you have to be fully proficient in every weapon, every specialization, every named item and exotic, every skill, every brand set, and every gear set. And that includes all of the new ones right here. You can see I'm at 0 for the measured assembly, so I have to start farming that here soon as well. But that's how the expertise goes. You get to max expertise when you're fully proficient in all the items, and technically you should be an expert with all of those items whenever you are. But I just showed you a nice little workaround using your materials, and you can max out all of these without even using them. And then you can just worry about your favorite build and maxing it out, which brings me back to the good old expertise table. And let's go down to Striker and max out this build. Yeah, see, I want to get these to 12. That way, they're as high as I want to get them without spending exotics. And I know that my build is, you know, stronger than just a normal build that you would pick up from the ground. Because 12 levels per item, it does stack up, and it is nice. It's not a big upgrade, but you definitely see a difference, whether it's one less bullet you have to shoot, or, you know, one more bullet you can take from the enemy, what have you. But it definitely does show in the end game. So what I highly recommend everyone do is at least get to expertise level 12 and get all of your items to 12. After that, it's even better for your weapons and skills. But for your gear items, it really doesn't matter after 12. All this does is it increases your armor value, and it's very small when it comes to these items. So it's not really worth it past 12 to spend exotics on it, unless it's like, you know, one of your favorite builds. Oh no, I'm going to be one short. Oh no! I'm one short. And now my build, it's near... Oh no, and then I have to do the backpack. Ruh-roh raggy. But you can see how all of these systems work. Now, if you do not want to do that on the fly, you can come over here to the base of ops, and I'll show you all the different locations for the lovely tinkering station. But here's the one at the base of ops.
Anything I can do for you?
And then it should be Emma Roberts right there, right? Maybe she's just loading in or something. But here's your tinkering station. Very nice, I like. And then if you come over here to Warlords of New York, I'll show you over here. But that is it, everyone. I think I have shown you everything you need to know, not only about getting your recalibration library up to date, because remember, every season you get new talents, but then you can recalibrate your items on the fly. You can also, here's the other tinkering station right here at the base of ops, or at the
Agent, I need
Haven.
to debrief with Schaefer. Kelso had to go. Said it was safer for us if she's not here.
Yeah. We know. And at the bridge, let me show you the bridge. But you have tinkering stations at each of these major bases and settlements. So you can do all of this on the fly, or you can come to all of these locations and do this in a safe area. Now, the biggest thing is expertise. I know that a lot of people have questions
Agent, I need to
about
debrief
that.
with
Oop,
Schaefer.
yeah, we know,
Kelso
Minnie.
had to go. Said it was safer for us if she's not here.
Yeah, you guys think Kelso had to go or what? Oh my gosh. All right, so we have our crafting over here at the bridge, but then you have your tinkering right here to the right. And this is the exact same menu that you can pull up on your screen just by going to your inventory and clicking tinkering station. Same exact thing. And then remember, you click on whatever item you want, then click tinker, and it pulls up the recalibration and optimization. And then whenever you want to go to expertise, you have to go back to the tinkering station, go to expertise, and then you can work on getting these items fully proficient. And remember, the easiest way is to donate materials, more specifically, donate printer filament. All right? I think I have explained everything in exhaustion, so I'm sure I'm putting you guys to sleep. So I'm going to get out of here. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am Kamikazevondoom. If you found this helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, hit the like, subscribe for more, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Peace out.